Expand our capacity.
As you know, for the last little while, we've been talking about expanding this building. We recognize that the auditorium that you're sitting in still has a little bit more room for growth. But the rest of our building is fairly full, especially in our kids ministry area. We are having our kids ministry in the gymnasium each Sunday, which is an incredible inconvenience and lacks some of the excellence that we want for this church. And so we are going to expand these facilities in this next season. And here is Kurt Portis, who is the chairman of our board, our property guy, and also the chairman of our building committee. Kurt, I thought maybe you could give an update as to where we're at.
Sure thing, Jeff. So earlier this year, we did a full study of the church and the facilities that we currently have. And obviously we recognize that our kids facility and our youth facility aren't up to par yet. So we're definitely gonna look to expand those. We have met with an architectural firm that has come up with some conceptual ideas as to how we can expand the building. We had a conversation with another project manager from another major church in the city that walked through the same process. And we've had many conversations with other community partners as to how we could provide some space for the community to use for other projects. So we're very excited about the direction that we are going. We've had lots of meetings, which I love meetings, who doesn't love meetings, but we're looking to get rolling on this. So as of 2019, the annual business meeting, we hope to have something that we can put in your hands to see exactly what we can do with this facility and how best we can expand it.
So 2019 begins our building campaign where we begin to raise money for the new facility. And as Kurt said, we're going to provide some drawings as to what the new building will look like. We are expanding our capacity.
Expand our reach.
A few years ago, our leadership team came together to discuss what God was putting in our hearts for the vision of CPC. In those discussions, we really identified 6 areas that we felt we should invest in. One of those was university and college students. Another one was growth areas, places where we could multiply CPC in a satellite or church plant model. About a year ago, Travis Blackmore, who's sitting here to my right, came to us and said he had a vision that would actually bring those 2 things together. And so over the last year, our board has been meeting with Travis, talking with him and dreaming, and we have finally come to an agreement where we're delighted to announce to the church that Travis Blackmore is joining our staff for the sole purpose of planting a satellite for University of Ottawa students. This church plant will begin September of 2019, and so for this next year, Travis will be working on a launch team. Travis, we're so excited to have you here. You are the CEO of Lion Hearts. You are a graduate of our Bible College, a PAOC credential holder, and now you're joining our staff to launch something for Ottawa. Tell us about why you're here. What's the vision that God's put in your heart?
Well, first, I'm really honored to be joining your staff here, Jeff. What an awesome crew you guys are running here. It's an absolute blessing and honor to be joining this team. Where this all started with Lion Hearts as the charity that I run in Kingston, we started with a thing called Club Church, where we were reaching out to university students at Queen's and college students at St. Lawrence College, and really trying to create an environment specifically for students. Universities are a lot of times where Christians that have been brought up Christians their whole life, if they're going to fall away, this is where they get attacked. This is where they can sometimes fall away, and we want to protect against that. We want to give them something that they can invest in, where they can feel like they're at home, away from home, and be able to reinforce what they believe and what they've been taught since they were young, and try our very best to keep them on that trajectory of what they started with their walk with the Lord. Now, what we used to do is we used to meet at a nightclub in Kingston, and we used to have the most modern worship that we could possibly do, the most modern setup, the most, the current cutting edge of technology that we could possibly do. And from talking with you and the board here at CPC, we love to relaunch that here in Ottawa toward the Ottawa youth students. Maybe it'll look a little bit different than Kingston because this is Ottawa, and this is an actual partnership with a flagship church here, the PAOC, and we're excited to be able to do that as Lionhearts meeting CPC, running with this vision together to reach students here in the Ottawa area together.
So CPC is going to be multiplying in 2019, reaching university students, 42,000 people. It may not look like what we do on Sunday, but it's going to be the effective approach for the students that come to our city. I can't wait till we launch O Church 2019. God's going to do something great in this city.
Expand our influence.
A few months ago, a community agency came to our board and asked if we would be able to be involved in ministering to the impoverished in our community. At first, we thought there's no possible way we could do it. We felt like we had a limited set of resources. But the more we talked and prayed, the more we wondered whether or not we were putting a cap on God. And so we began to discuss creative options. And as we talked, we actually felt that this was something that God wanted us to do because the offer was dropped on our lap. And so I'm excited to let you know that in the next season, we are opening Community Compassion Center. And we have Karen and Jill here who are going to be overseeing this center. And Jill, you guys have been going to Bethel Pentecostal Church to see what they're doing. Why don't you just talk a little bit about what you've experienced?
We went down to Bethel and we volunteered. They got their food, they got a coffee, they sat down, they were able to talk openly about their problem. And then they got canned goods, and then they got the vegetables, then there was clothing, which they paid 50 cents per item, which the money is taken and transferred into milks and eggs. It was very, very, very touching,
And Karen, just talk a little bit about the volunteer base that you saw. I know you laughed because Jill's giving it away, but what did you see?
Everything done there is based in prayer. They are from the age of 10 to 90. They love the people coming in. They won't have any volunteers who are not feeling the compassion and the love for these people. As I met brand new Canadians who had just come off the plane 2 days before.
Yeah.
I met a 17-year-old boy and he couldn't speak a word of English. He was uprooted. He was in grade 11, wanted to be a doctor, and he was totally uprooted. I met a mother who came in, had her baby the same day we had it, and the next month she was there with her new baby.
Wow.
I come there, and if you're tired, you'll leave refreshed.
That's good.
Because you feel so great with God.
Yeah. So Community Compassion Center, tell me what you guys are envisioning this thing to be.
This is the result of 16 years of the Samaritan group. They built the foundation for us. And what we are going to do, we're going to take it to the next step. They're giving us the keys of the city, but in our little district in Orleans, we have to have this. We are going to get the whole congregation involved in this to feel what God is doing in our midst. And all the seniors, get ready, because you are not going to be stuck to these pews anymore, because you are going to be helping us. And then once you do this, I'm telling you, you are going to get touched.
It's good. So some of the things that we're going to be doing is we're going to be having clothing depot. We hope to have cooking classes so that there can be some conversation with people whose first language isn't English. We're providing tax clinics, maybe some financial planning. We already have computer services that are done here in the church. And we're just going to do one at a time and begin to build on something that will truly impact Orleans and the greater Orleans area for Christ. So coming very soon, Community Compassion Center.